Okay, everyone, it's Nancy Bastine, and I've got a new camera angle. Well, actually, it's not a new camera angle. It's just higher up. I got some counterweights on it, and so the arm goes up farther so we get a broader view. Hopefully, it'll be better. It won't be so close down to my work. Okay. What you see here is something that we're going to do, but I wanted to do some show and tell with you for a while before we start. In my videos with the jelly plate that we played on yesterday, I mentioned to you about this book, The Art of Whimsical Lettering by Joanne Sharp. And what I'm doing is making a journal because she wants you to make a journal to practice your lettering in. And one of the things she said to do is to get one of these composition notebooks, which I have, and then she suggests that you washi tape 2 pages together, which I've done. And now, what this is, I want to do covers. The front cover, this is going to be a front cover, and this is going to be back cover. But before we get to that, I want to show you what else is going on there. I've stamped all over this tissue paper, and that's going to be glued to the top of the print, the jelly prints. And this all came from a good friend of mine. Well, she's not a friend. She's a Ustream lady, Barb Owens. She's on every Friday afternoon, Ustream Live. And her Ustream is Creating Faces. I want to give her credit for this. But anyway, also I found at Walmart, they have these Zip It composition book storage jacket slip covers, and this just comes out, so you have a nice piece of cardboard to work on. And then you have the slip cover. Oops, there's part of my stuff I was working with earlier. So you have your slip cover to go over the top of your work, and then you have a little pocket, zip pocket, where you could keep pen, pencil, you know, whenever you decide you want to sit down, you'll have it all together. So that's my intentions of working on this and getting this all put together. But then, oh, I don't know. I have a store close to me that's called Stamping Buddies, and she's a little self-owned craft store, which she's trying to get from scrapbooking and / mixed media, get a little of both of it in there. And she talked me into getting this Lustrador mixed media sheets, which I bought. And to me, when you, I'll stick it up there so you can see it. To me, it almost looks like Pellon, you know, for sewing, when you want to put Pellon in your collars or make something thicker, a lapel on a jacket or something. That's what it feels like to me. And if I'd have known this, I wouldn't have spent this much money for $9.95 for 10 sheets of 8.5 by 11. If I'd have known what this was, I'd have just gone to the store and bought a yard of it. Would have been the same stuff. But anyway, I think, and I hope, I ordered some craft something from Amazon. It hasn't come yet. It's in a roll. And I kind of think it's the same kind of paper or texture or whatever. But what I did with this is I gessoed it in black, and then I took my Posca white paint pen and doodled all over it. And then I painted with Luminart Luminaire paints. I'll show you. They came like Luminaire paints. They come like this. And I love them. I know they have them in the bigger bottles. At my art store, they have them in the big bottles. But these are wonderful. In this, just the little sample bottles. I think I paid, at Joann's, I think I paid $12.95 for a package of these. They're in the, where you have all the stuff to paint clothes. But anyway, that's what I did on this. And I was thinking, well, that might make a cute cover. Now, mind you, when these go on sale at back to school, I pick them up for 50 cents. And I picked the covers up at these plastic covers. I picked these up for 50 cents at Walmart. They were right next to the composition notebooks. I'm not going to pay $3 for one of these notebooks when you can go. Now, mind you, this was more money because it had this cute little doggy on the front of it. At Staples, I think I paid maybe $2 for this, but they'll have the regular, this kind, they'll have those for 50 cents a piece, and I stock up on them when they're 50 cents. But anyway, I don't know, that looks kind of cute on there too. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know how it will glue. I've not tried gluing it down. I don't know if it's gonna, because I gessoed black on both sides, and I don't know if it's gonna, I see some of the Luminart has come through on the back side, so I don't know how this is gonna glue. But the package says, new material for sewing, crafting, and mixed media arts. Ultra strong sheets are easy to print, fold, cut, stitch, distress, and embellish. Perfect for inkjet printers or all in one. Create delicate translucent effects with paints, inks, dyes, and stamps. Used for art, quilts, scrapbooks, ATCs, bookmaking, altered arts, and more. Acid free. Now, it doesn't say anything about gluing, so I don't know. It looks like on the back that they've cut up strips of it. I don't know. I guess I'll just have to try it and see what happens. But I'm not going to put it on this book because I'm going to do this. So, and then I got another book off of Amazon on Mixed Media Girls by Susie Blue. It even has a CD in here to show me how to draw like Susie Blue. Who doesn't want to draw like Susie Blue? Anyway, it looks like I haven't gotten into it very much. I haven't looked clear through it, but you know, it shows you how to place the eyes and the lips and the nose, and you know, I can find that out on YouTube. A lot of people have showed us on YouTube. Kelly Donovan, for one, is great. She shows you just wonderful stuff. But you know, there's nothing like having I don't know, I just like illustration, a book in my hand that I can look at. I don't know. I'm gonna put the CD in and see what that does and see how that helps, and probably nothing will help me draw like anybody but Nancy. You know, once you start putting it down on paper, it's not Susie Blue, it's Nancy Vastines. Okay, let's get started. I just jelly plated those pieces of paper not too long ago. But I heat gunned them and got them real good and dry before I started the recording. So let's get going. Let's put some of this tissue paper down on it. And I've just stamped all over, and I just turn my tissue paper every which direction, so there's no front or back. It's just however I want to put it on there. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of measure it maybe and cut it in half so that I don't have so much to work with at one time. Okay, put that one over here. And I got my trusty old homemade Mod Podge that I'm gonna reach under the camera again and get I have a board that I covered. It's a self-healing cutting board on one side, and then it has the craft mat on the other side. And I'm gonna put that down so I'll have something hard to work on and the glue gets all over. Alright, I think that's where I want it. Now, what I did on these is, I just put texture on here. And this one, the first layer was done with fluorescent pink and fluorescent orange. And then I laid the plastic canvas on it and got that texture. And I did that on both of them, but you see how they, two different colors there, which is fine. So then the next one was, I put on, I think it was green, yellow, and fluorescent yellow, and put that on the jelly plate. Oh, and by the way, there's a consensus. I got out my 8x10 Botten jelly plate, and I'm sorry to say, I like my homemade one better. It just pulls the paint off better. I don't know, I just like it a lot better. So I did a lot of jelly plating today with the little one, but I just put it away and got the big one out. Okay, so anyway, I have a Craft Fun Foam, a big 8x10 sheet, and then I had another sheet that already had butterflies and I don't know what all cut out of it that came in the same package that was sticky back. And I just took the whole thing and put it on that one sheet, and then that's what I put down next on this, was just to get some texture. It wasn't to get much of anything else. And I put that down, pulled the Fun Foam off, and then placed this down and pulled my sheets, pulled my paper. And then the next layer was, I don't have a stencil that Barb Owen, I think she made her stencil out of great big circles like this, and she made it look like it had petals on it like for flower, and it was different sizes. I should do that with mine and just lay it down and cut out another stencil. So I used the circle stencil again, and this time we just put on, I just put on turquoise on the jelly plate. I didn't put anything else on, just what was underneath, and I just put the turquoise on. And then I put the shelf liners stuff and push that into the stencil. This one I pulled with the stencil still on the jelly plate, and this one I pulled after I took the stencil off the jelly plate. So that's how come we got two different colors, which is fine with me because you're not going to see much of it anyway once we get the tissue paper on it. Okay, that's how I explained that. Okay, so let's get doing our gluing here. I need to shake this up a little bit. And every time I do that, then this lid pops off and glue pops me everywhere. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's see. Oh, I don't want to get it in my face. Okay. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do half. You know, half of the page. I'm just going to glue half of it on. Josie, you were asking in one of your videos, and I think the lady answered you about when you made the spools and you had gelatos on it. She watched the same video I did, and I think it's by Spellbound 987. I think that's her YouTube. Anyway, she showed on there where she took her jelly plate and put a medium on it, like gel medium. It was a liquid. She poured it on, and she poured it on real thin. So it wasn't a gel medium. It was a liquid medium. Liquitex, I think, has it out. And then she had done printing off of her inkjet printer that was always smearing. She could never get a medium on top of it without it smearing, and so she did this with the jelly plate and put it down, and she doesn't move it around very much. She just pats it on there and then pulls it up, and it worked great. So you might try. I noticed it was in one of your comments that that girl had told you that. You might try that because it really worked for her really well. And that way we can all do that and our stuff won't smear when we try to paint it on. I know, it's probably a big hassle to pull out your jelly plate, but if you got a bunch of them to do at once, or if you've printed something off of your printer and you want to preserve it, then that would be the way to go, I would think. I'm going to try it. Okay. This is probably all going to get cut off at the top and on the sides and the bottom because this is way too big for my... But anyway, that looks pretty cool. Get a little bit right here. Can you all see me? Am I in frame? Yeah, I think so. Okay, now I'm going to, I used permanent ink when I stamp this. Always, if you're going to do a project like this, you need to make sure everything's permanent. Alright, I'm going to be daring. I should have a foam brush. Because I'm going to put all of this over the top. How's the lighting? It's nighttime here, so we have a little bit of different lighting. I don't know if you can see that. Is that okay? Let's see. Does that look better? Okay. I know I get shadows in this because my son bought these lights for me, and I've never filmed at night, so I've never used them this way at night. Okay, here we go. We're all over the top with the glue. Let's hope. Let's hope and pray. I bought Belle a new toy today. Had to go. I know, you guys are probably going to think I'm silly or stupid or whatever, but we don't have a fenced-in backyard. We have upstairs in a little side yard that goes off of the back porch is fenced in. So I didn't want, because I live in the basement and I didn't want to have to take Belle, clear her upstairs and out that door, through their kitchen, through, you know, through the porch. We do Molly because she was housebroke that way. So Belle, because we're in the basement and it's just cement down here and there's no carpeting other than a braided rug in our room that she keeps chewing. When she gets out of that chewing business, I guess we'll invest in a new carpet in there. But I've trained her to go on piddle pads. I guess you probably think I'm really dumb, but for me, that's more convenient. And these little dachshunds, when I had them in Utah, and I've had them for quite a few years. I was a breeder at one time. They do not like to go out in the cold and go potty. And so I figured, well, you know what? She's not going to want to go out in the wintertime anyway, or when it's raining. So why not just let her have the piddle pads? I mean, it's no inconvenience for me to buy them. I don't know. So anyway, I had to go pick her up some more piddle pads. And so I bought her a new toy. She doesn't get a new toy every time, but she got a toy. She loves her toys. And this is a little hedgehog ball sort of thing. It has little hedgehog spooky things on it and a little hedgehog face. Anyway, it's tough for her to get her mouth totally around, and it squeaks. She's just having a ball with that. She's just, okay, I'm gonna go and I'll be right back because I'm gonna go over and set this where it can dry flat. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, she's just been having the time of her life with that, and she's just been throwing it up in the air, and she can get her little teeth around those little sticky out pokey things, but let me tell you, it's made of this rubber stuff that is picking up everything off of the floor, including Secret, my hair. It's picking up everything off of the carpet that's not been swept up or vacuumed. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of my Diet Coke here. Thank you. Alrighty. Let's do this side. Can y'all see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, we're just gonna, I get kind of giddy at this time of night. It's time for bed. No, just kidding. It's time to watch YouTube videos. I stay up and watch YouTube videos all night. Gosh, it took my videos forever to upload last night. I think it was 4 o'clock this morning before they ever got uploaded. And I started like at 7 o'clock. Now, some of these are going in different directions. So I'm thinking maybe I want to turn it. And have, because I think this one's going to go on the back of the book. Because I like that brighter one. So, yeah, I think I want some of my faces and my fairies and my bird are going this way. Okay, so we'll do it this way. And again, we're gonna do half of it. Oh, and by the way, I found these squeeze bottles in the candy department at Walmart. Or, you know, I think they have them at Joann's, but Walmart is the cheapest place. In the candy department, they have these squeeze bottles for squeezing out chocolate, I think, or whatever. And that's where I found those. I really like them for glue, especially this glue that I made from Secret and Her Secrets. She does wonderful art. She does wonderful stuff. I'm amazed at all the things that she does on such a minimal budget. I know maybe it should teach us all a lesson that things can be done with little to nothing instead of having to go out and buy everything we see. I'm preaching to myself, guys. I'm preaching to myself. Okay, here we go. I would tell you stuff, but I don't want to. I could tell you some stories of my first marriage, but I don't want to do that because my ex might get on YouTube and hear what I have to say, and you know, of course, my kids and my grandkids don't need to hear that stuff. But I lived through some not so happy moments, and I think that's kind of why I became a hoarder of wanting things and, you know, wanting them to be around me, and that's why I think I buy so much all the time. And then also, my ex and I lived in Germany, and if you saw it in the PX or the commissary from where us Americans would shop, I didn't know about craft stores or anything like that on the economy over there. And so if you saw it in the commissary or the PX, you better grab it because you may never see it again in the next 3 years that you're there. And that was also groceries and canned goods and stuff that you were used to in just going to the grocery store and picking up in America. And so you know, I think I became a hoarder that way also, because I would pick up 3 or 4 or 5 things of the same thing for fear I would never see it again. Okay. Oh no, it tore. Oh, I was not careful. Okay, we can fix it. We can fix it. Be patient, Nancy. You can fix it. It'll be okay. It'll be alright. Okay. It's okay now. In fact, I can take a little piece and put over the top of that. I should try to be carefuler. Carefuler, is that a word? More careful or carefuler? Which is it? I think it's maybe more careful. Oh, it's not too